Hey there, and welcome back to Cosmic Crypto. In this video, we're going to be talking about Immutable X IMX. Let's go. All right, welcome back to the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please go down below, hit that subscribe button. While you're down there, if you can tap the like button, I would really appreciate it. I'm just gonna do a quick update here on Immutable X. This has been one of my more exciting tokens that I've gotten into. So I was buying Immutable X down at the bottom down here, and it has been probably my biggest gainer so far out of the coins that I've been buying down at the bottom. Been very happy with it, and just wanted to point out some things that I've noticed on the chart and see where it goes from here. So I did originally have, I'm on the weekly time frame, I did originally have my fib down here at this local high here. And you can see that we had some resistance at the 382. Let me zoom in so you can see better. We originally had some resistance at the 382, broke above it, had a little bit of resistance at the 0.5, broke above it. Came back down, didn't really retest the 618, but continued on to the upside and pretty much had resistance, tried to break above this 786 and then getting rejected, but I actually kind of like the fib up here better, because this actually points out that we zoom in, came up to the 236, got rejected, broke above it, and now we're perfectly getting rejected off the 0.5. And on the higher time frames here, it kind of looks like the RSI might come down a little bit more to retest the 50 level on the RSI, which that would actually make bring this candle down to retest around 82, 83 cents, which would be retesting the 382 fib here. And that makes a good amount of sense to me. One thing I'm going to point out here on the lower time frame here in a second, but so yeah, I could see us coming down to retest this 82, 83 cent level, especially with all the FUD that's going around in the crypto industry right now with the BUSD and all that other stuff. And the fact that we did not actually create that higher high yet. We got rejected pretty heavily right when we were starting to get up into that area. And so nice cool off would be nice, especially since if we go to the daily, you can see that we're still, we still really need a cool off here on the daily. We are still fairly high. We haven't come down to retest the 50 level on the RSI yet on the daily. The Cypher B is still very overbought out here. I'd like to see it come back down to around the 0 level. And also, if you're into trend lines, that would actually line us up fairly nicely with, if we came back down, it would also retest the daily 200 EMA, and it would also hit the trend line for us and retest this, what was it again, the 382 fib? Yeah, the 382 fib. There's a whole lot of things lining up very nicely. And actually, it kind of looks like we also got a lower high here as well, which I'll look at in the 12-hour here in a second. And it kind of looks like an M pattern is forming, and that could bring us down a little further. So let's go to the 12-hour, and you can see that we have our first lower high here. And if we take a fib from this top here down to the bottom, you can see that we got rejected off the 786 here. So it was still fairly bullish, just not bullish enough to create that higher high and getting up to the 618 fib here around $1.30. So I actually thought we might get there, but it looks like we lost momentum. You can see that the volume was starting to drop at that point. So we had increased volume, and then we just started to lose it right at this peak here. The volume was a lot shorter on that 12-hour time frame. And we were getting... the RSI is starting to fall. We're getting this divergences on the Cypher B here. The waves were getting smaller. So it's just time for some kind of a pullback, whether that pullback brings us back down to the 200 EMA on the 12-hour. I'd really like to see us hold this this fib here along with the trend line would be nice. But let's actually do a price target here just to see where it would go. If this is an M pattern forming here, it's not confirmed, but if it is forming, that actually does bring us down to the I think I hit my mic, excuse me. That actually does bring us down to the 200 EMA on the 12-hour and possibly even a wick down to the 236 fib. all the way back down to 62 cents. Now, that doesn't have to happen. We could actually hold this support line, which would be very bullish. Also, let me take this fib off, and let's do a couple other fibs here just to see what's going on. So from this low right here to this high right here, we're currently holding the 618 fib, but I still expect that to break down and come down to retest these lows here. If we pull this fib down even further to this low here and bring it up to the high over here, we are holding the 382. So we actually, if we use this fib right here, we came up, we retested the 0.5, came up again, but then we're losing momentum. And right now we're stuck at the 382. So again, it still looks like it's weakening, and there is a good chance that we come down. And if we do keep this fib here for the 12-hour, and actually I bet you this is a good daily fib. Yeah, so from this low here on the daily to the high, that would also line up with the 618 fib retracement, coming back down to this general area right here. So my first spot to be looking for entries is definitely lying between the 80 and the 87 cent level. But there, you also have to keep in mind that there is that chance that we do fall through and come down and retest these lower, the lower area down here. And that's still, you know, I actually don't like that. If we did come down there, that creates a lower low, because we do have this kind of a low right here, sitting at the 63 cent area. And if we came down to even touch the 236 here at the 60 cent area, that creates a lower low. So I really don't like that. I think that the lowest I'd like this to go would be at this 786, which lines up nicely with previous resistance here. So that would be coming down to retest previous resistance. So that would actually be the lowest I'd like to see it. Otherwise, I think there's going to be a further breakdown to the downside. So 72 to 73 cents. I don't really want it to go lower than that if we're going to continue on to the upside. Let's go down to the 4-hour really quick. Just kind of see what's going on here. So nothing. I mean, it's really all the same. We're just holding this 382. If I pull a fib, let's get rid of this. If I pull a fib from this high here down to the current low, you can see that we're getting rejected perfectly off the 236 here, which is extremely bearish. That's telling me that there's like zero momentum to the upside in that scenario. So yeah, I mean, this definitely looks like it's fallen over. So, I mean, first target here, we're looking at, you know, the 81 to 82 cent area. Second target we're looking at is, you know, around that 73 cent area. And if we go below that, then I think that we're in bigger trouble than we'd like to be in. Also, the 204-hour EMA is coming up right on that 80 cent area here shortly. So it could take a few 4-hour candles to get down there, and they could line up perfectly to meet, kind of like in this area right here. That's the sweet spot. So pay attention to this area around the 80 to 83 cent area. That's pretty much all I got for Immutable X. Everything's looking extremely bullish still, in my opinion. Again, I'd really not like to see us go below that 73 cent area. I'd really like to see us hold that. Otherwise, I do think it's going to be a lot longer term drawn out, or even a larger crash to the downside. So if you like this kind of video, please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.